Hey guys, welcome to the vlog of the week. Sorry, one day late, cause busy at school. This week streaming and for the channel wise, it's been very uneventful, fairly uneventful. Just because I've been studying for the finals exams, which are next week, and that means that I have not been working on the content as much as I have. But what I've been doing is that I've been doing more on Instagram. I've been like just, and I'm not like really putting much deep thought into the content. I'm just documenting what's happening around me from day to day. The Instagram goes well. I feel I'm getting somewhat I'm getting a good engagement on my posts on Instagram. I'm still only at 209 followers there. But I gained a follower on Mixer, and I haven't streamed in, I think, 1.5 weeks now because of the workload. Um, and that brings me to one point that I want to touch on, which is the sort of mindset I have been growing towards streaming and what it means to be like successful as a streamer and yeah, success or whatever. Um, Again, like these go deep sometimes, these chats, these vlogs, and I've been thinking about this for a while now. Now, two things I want to touch on. One is happiness in life generally while you're doing this journey of streaming. And the other thing is, shoot, I had it. Should have written it down. And the other thing is, such a brain fart. The other thing was, sorry, I'm not going to cut this out. This is bloopers happening. Happiness regarding streaming, and the other thing is, yes, the reasons why you do things. Your why. Wow, that took a while. Almost like 20 seconds or so. So, success, happiness in streaming, and the reasons why you do things. Now, those are very connected. These are just some. This is just something that I like because I started this vlog. I started thinking about more about these things, and the success regarding streaming. Some people might tie their success into what sponsors they have, or if they have sponsors at all, the size of their following, the amount of money they're getting per week or per month while streaming or YouTubing or Twitter. I mean, all those content creation things. And I was working in a business once where these numbers really mattered to me, where I was really, really chasing numbers. And I lived constantly with what I called at the time the land of when. I will be happy when. I will be happy when I made X amount of money. I will be happy when I have X amount of free time. I will be happy when I have X amount of customers. And that's the thing. No matter how much I did or worked for, I never really enjoyed the journey, which made me unsuccessful, as I call it. And with streaming, you cannot tie your success into how many are following you. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm far from being a streamer with a large following, but I have a dedicated following, which I enjoy. But my thoughts are based on my previous experiences from life, not just streaming, is that if you tie your happiness to a number or a certain size of following or amount of viewers you get or amount of money you get for streaming, I don't think you will be successful. I don't think you could really, really be successful, because success to me is if I keep enjoying what I'm doing. Now, I'm at school. I'm a university student with student loans. I'm fortunate enough to, like, the family, the wife, brings in enough money so I can do this. Not everybody is in my position. I understand that, but the thing is, I'm not making any money off my streaming or my YouTube, which means I can do this for the pure joy of it, the pure enjoyment. And to avoid burnout and stress on the family, I stream 3 times a week for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. 5 hours is a long stream for me. And I want to keep this relationship, my relationship with streaming and content creation, I want to keep it healthy, because I have a tendency to like overdo things. Like when I was working with that said business, I just spent all my waking hours and sometimes my sleeping hours into that business, because I tied my success of how many hours I put in, not how I enjoyed it, which ended up destroying my enjoyment of it. And if I can't enjoy things, I can't be successful about it. Which brings me to the other part, like the other part of the equation, which was the second point, the reasons why you do things. The reason why I did that business was purely monetary, and a sense of belonging, and a sense of like, look at me, I did the thing. I am a great person because I did the thing. Look at how great I am. Those were my motivations. But I did all the right things. I followed the formulas. But when you do the right things for the wrong reasons, it will always feel off. And you as a person will always feel it, I think. And it's the same with content creation and streaming. Like, if you're doing it just for the glory, and that will set you up for so much disappointment when you don't get the glory. Or if you're doing it just for the money and you're not getting the money, you will set you up for those disappointments. Now, I know a lot of people who are doing streaming and they're trying to turn it into a business and whatnot. If you're going to treat it like a regular business, it's going to take you 3 to 4 years to create any form of profit, any form of returns. And not only do you have to do it right in these 4 years, you have to do it for the right reasons, or people will call you on your bullshit. Sorry, this is a plus 18 thing. It's very obvious when streamers and content creators are doing things just for the money. Fairly obvious. It is. And I know I've heard the arguments on the web. I've read it on Reddit. I've seen it in YouTube videos. I've seen it on Twitter. People defend themselves with the notion that this is their livelihood. And they get so defensive about this. So defensive. But maybe you're doing all the right things and you're getting frustrated. Like, the very signature of when you're doing the right things for the wrong reasons is when you get frustrated. Like, very upset with, why isn't my following growing? Why? Like, it's okay to ask these questions in a sense of like attaining goals and such. But when you get very emotional about these things, like, why am I not making more money when doing this? Or why am I not making more following? Or why am I not gaining any more viewers? Have I stopped becoming relevant? And like, these questions can eat away at you if you're not careful with them. It is very easy for me to say all these things because I have never taken a dip. Well, that's a lie. I've taken a dip in viewership per my stream, but I also understand that's the nature of the game. That's the nature of business. Businesses breathe in, they expand, and then they breathe out, they contract. And your only job is to make sure that the contractions are like, if you have like a graph, your contractions don't go lower than the original inflation started, right? And that's the spikes, the peaks, they don't matter. The difference between your two lowest points, that's your growth, your net growth. And I think if you focus less on these things, I think you can become happier, which will translate into your streams and into your content. Again, trying to be someone you're not, never a good idea. Been there, done that. Not in the streaming world, but just in life. I was constantly trying to fit into a mold, into an ideal that I was so sure that was going to be my thing. I had this glorified idea of a businessman in a suit and a tie, with driving the nicest car, having a big, nice house. But I soon found out that's not me. It was only when I hurt my shoulder in 2018, where I figured out who I really am. I am a content creator. That's my passion. And I'm going to keep it my passion by having a healthy relationship with it. And yeah. So in short, please comment down below what you think about this matter, because I think it's important. Because I think people go into streaming with really, 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 really bad expectations and a form of entitlement that they deserve something, which I entirely think is wrong. To deserve something is like it's part of it. You worked for it. I mean, I've seen people who stream for 5 years every day for 5 years, and they're still just doing it for 5 viewers, and they're very unhappy about their not growing, and they're not enjoying their time spent streaming and such. The right thing for the wrong reason. Again, yeah. Well, these are my thoughts about how to be happy as a streamer. That's how I stay happy as a streamer. I enjoy my content. I try to enjoy every facet of it. I try to enjoy the Twitter. I try to enjoy making these YouTube videos. I try to enjoy my Instagram. And why I create content, to me, it's like being a radio show host with interactivity with my viewers or listeners, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy it. And I'm kind of like, if, let's say, in a hypothetical world where I blow up, like I will get like thousands of viewers on my streams, I'm kind of nervous for that part though, because then I will lose that personal touch with like the chat, which I now have, which I do enjoy. But then that's another problem. That's a luxurious problem for later on. And I've tried not to focus much of it, because when I think about it in the big picture, I aim to. It's like I look at streaming like some of my older friends look at golf. Are they going to stop golfing? Pretty sure they're not. Think about anybody who has a hobby. Are they likely to stop that hobby? Is the golfer likely to stop golfing forever because he doesn't make it to like 3 weeks in a row? No, he just takes the next chance he gets and does it again. That's like now I'm on a break from streaming because of the exams I have, and that's why I'm very, very sure when I get back, my friends will be there. And if they won't make it, that's okay too. Because I just want to be there creating content. I want to be like exploring worlds with my viewers. It brings to me back the days when I was sitting with my friend playing my Nintendo, and we took turns because I only had one remote. We took turns in doing, and we were talking while we were playing. That's what streaming and this thing means to me, and that's what I love about it. The moments, like when the moments happen and all that stuff happens, and I get to explore it, and I like enjoy it with my chat, with my community. It's amazing. So, all in all, please tell me what you thought about this week. This is what I learned this week. This is what like my thinking pattern has gone to this week. And I'm really looking forward to the next week to see what happens then, because then like next week I've been away for longer, and I'm gonna see how I feel about that, and yeah, I'm gonna explore my thoughts on the matter. So anyways, guys, thanks for being here. Leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think about happiness in streaming and doing the right things for the wrong reasons. And of course, if you really like this, subscribe. I will talk to you guys later, and see you next week. Bye.